Hey guys, welcome back. This is update number 19 and I have been eating carnivore for 18 full weeks as of today, and I passed the 4-month mark, so I've officially been on the carnivore diet for over 4 months now, which is super cool. You guys, this week went absolutely fantastic. I think this was the absolute best week I've had on this plan the entire time so far. And so I am really stoked. Whatever I'm doing is really working for me. And I just had a fantastic week. So I'm going to tell you what I did and why. So let's start with the fact that I'm down 3 extra pounds. I'm pretty sure I was right at 30 on the last update. And I'm officially at 33 pounds down today. So I lost 3 full pounds this week, which is amazing. In 1 week, when it took me that long, all the month of June, I lost only 3 pounds. So all of month 3 to 4, I lost 3 pounds. So 3 more pounds gone. I'm super excited about that. So what I did was eat, I was completely strictly carnivore this week, minus the stevia, which I'm not ever giving up, and a little bit of coffee and tea here and there. I don't know if those are considered carnivore. I also ate a little bit of mustard. All of those things I'm not super worried about. Those are condiments to me, and I'm keeping them in. But eating wise, I did not have any avocados, I did not have any cheese, I did not have any mayo, the keto mayo, which I still like to have sometimes. And so all I truly did was eat steak, hamburger, and eggs predominantly. I did try my first hot dogs on this. I haven't eaten hot dogs for these 4 months at all. Obviously they were sugar-free, the hot dogs I can have, but they were really good. So I enjoyed that. That was part of 4th of July. So yeah, that's everything I ate this week. I'm so excited that I cut back out cheese and avocado and stuff completely and didn't deviate from the meat at all, which is what I had been doing the entire time all the way up until a couple of weeks into month 3, because I really wasn't feeling good and I needed to kind of reevaluate and figure out, okay, what's going on. And so now I'm back off of that because my fat intake is enough and my food intake is enough. I was eating the same and all of a sudden I was hungrier, and I think that's because my fat was too low. And so I was finding wait, I'm eating the same portions, and sometimes there is a disconnect, am I really hungry or not? Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be as hungry as I am. That's from years and years of conditioning that when you're overweight, it's almost like you shouldn't be hungry, and that's completely a myth. And it's something I want to address. I would like to do a video on myths about fat people, mostly just for other overweight people, so that you can understand, what's truth and what's not truth, and what's going to be helpful to you in your weight loss. So that might be a video coming up sometime in the future once I kind of gather all my thoughts. But finally, once I realized, yes, I actually have to eat enough to be full, it's going to be more quantities than I'm used to of the meat, and started to embrace that, then I started to feel full. And so this week I was able to eat strictly carnivore, feel really great, have energy. I had no weakness. I had no blood sugar crashes. I really didn't even feel that hungry. What I'm pretty much doing is I wake up in the morning and I wait to eat as long as I feel like it, which is kind of around noon now. I'm not waking up ravenously hungry like I was, because I wasn't eating enough the day before, and so I'm just not super hungry in the morning. So I just kind of wait and let the hunger build until I start to feel kind of uncomfortable, okay, now it's time to eat. And that's happening about noon right now, so right at lunchtime. So I'm really not even eating so much of a lunch. I eat and I get full, and then I eat dinner again, and then I get full, and then really it's 2 meals, and I feel good with that. I'm full enough, and so I don't need to throw anything extra in there. Typically if I do, then it's okay to have a little extra something in there in between the 2 main meals. But so I'll eat my 4 eggs in the morning, and then I'm having a cup of bone broth. Sometimes I'll throw in coffee, and yeah, after I do that, I am full. And so then I stay full really all the way till dinner, which isn't necessarily at 5. Sometimes it's at 6 or 7 at night, and I can make it that long and still feel good. And so yeah, that's what I've been doing this week for eating it. It went really, really well. And because it went so well, I went a lot of places this week. Every day we did stuff. It was super fun. We were able to get out, and I was able to function and have a normal life again and be able to do stuff. And so I was really kind of worrying about this diet, because in June we really didn't do much or go anywhere really, because I just didn't feel well. I did not feel good enough or have the energy to go do things. And so correcting that was just so paramount. Being satiated on this diet is really, really, really important. That's the only way it's going to work, is that you're satiated and that you're filling yourself up and that you are not hungry. And so yeah, we started with a day where we went to the movies, and I haven't been to a movie theater since before COVID, so this was a new and interesting experience, and I just went there full. I knew there was going to be popcorn, I knew there was going to be stuff, and every single person I was with, got popcorn, and that's fine, because I went in knowing that, I'm not going to have any. I felt strong, I didn't feel like being around the popcorn was going to be an issue for me. I very much so enjoyed smelling the popcorn. It's a great smell. It has to do with the movies. It just felt good, but I didn't actually need to eat it. And so that was really nice. And so yeah, I quite enjoyed being able to go to the movie theater and not have to have popcorn to like enjoy the movie. That you can still go to a movie theater and have the experience and enjoy the movie and not necessarily need to just guzzle down a bunch of popcorn. So I managed to be around the popcorn. I felt really good about that. The reason why I give you guys all of the updates and context of food is because this is what this channel is about. This is what we're talking about. When we were at the movie theaters, I wasn't even thinking about it. But I'm telling you guys about it because I really want you to see in these updates, these are weight loss updates. This is what weight loss looks like. And when you're doing the carnivore diet, it's very restrictive and it's very counterculture. And so, no, you don't get to go have popcorn at the movie theater. If you really feel like you need something to munch on, you can bring pork rinds. I don't like to eat them like that, so I just don't have anything, and I'm okay with that. If I really wanted to, I could bring a little carbonated water or something like that with me and feel like I'm having a soda, but I didn't even do that. I didn't even need to do that. So that's why I'm giving you the context of when I go out, this is what I'm doing with food. So after the movie, we spent several hours walking around the mall. I had a lot of energy to be able to do that. I was out until 7 at night, and then I came home and ate dinner, and I was just able to make it through that whole day, which just really felt amazing to be able to do that. So that was cool. And then the next day, my husband and I actually went on a date. So I've been kind of complaining, I don't know how to have a date. The easiest date night thing is to go eat food, right? You just go out to dinner, and it's easy because you don't have to think about what you want to do, right? And you can go out to eat, obviously, on the carnivore diet, but you guys know that I don't love meat so much. I'm a little finicky about it, and so I've been kind of working my way up. That is getting better. I've talked about that a bit. I'm not quite ready for other people to prepare my meat, I guess, and so going out to eat for dinner for just meat doesn't feel really exciting to me, doesn't really feel like a date. At some point, I think we will. But this time, to be able to find some activities and have an actual date that wasn't surrounded around food was really, really nice. It was really refreshing. We did put effort into planning it though. We did pick a few things that we really, really wanted to do that weren't just errands, that was something fun. And it ended up being really nice. And so I'm excited about that because I feel like I conquered another part of the lifestyle factor of this, where we don't have to just give up dates completely. We can still do stuff. It just has to be modified a little bit. And then this week, you guys, we also celebrated 4th of July, which went really, really well. That was probably my hardest day this week with food. I went there, and because of the timing, I was a little bit hungrier than I would have liked to have been. And so waiting for the food to be ready and waiting to eat was kind of hard. And so I kind of had to distance myself from the room with the food. And I just didn't want to watch other people, eat chips. I didn't need to be around it. I chose to kind of be away from it. But that is where I tried the hot dogs. I had it with a little bit of mustard. It totally felt like a barbecue. It totally felt like a holiday. It was really exciting because I don't eat hot dogs all the time. Actually, I haven't eaten them at all. And so that made it just feel a little bit extra special or extra different or just something. And so yeah, that part of the holiday went really, really good. There was s'mores. You guys know that's a weakness of mine. S'mores are a 4th of July tradition. It's important in our family, and I think that is okay. I do believe that it's okay to have some traditions surrounding food and the enjoyment and pleasure of food, especially around holidays. I think that's totally okay. It can go into a food addiction, but not every enjoyment of food is a food addiction. And the restriction of food can also go into an eating disorder. So, there can be two extremes there, and they don't have to necessarily take that form. So the s'mores were really hard for me, and I just didn't be around them. I I thought maybe I'd feel kind of like strong enough and I could like help my kids make them and, you know, be out there, you know, enjoying it, the festivities of it, and just not partaking. And for that particular thing, I just couldn't. I enjoy them too much, and I just didn't want to be around them and do that to myself. And so I just didn't. And that was okay. That was okay. And when I am an appropriate weight and my health is being taken care of, then I will absolutely 100% enjoy s'mores again on 4th of July within reason, because that balance is healthy to me. And so I'm looking forward to that in the future, but I'm going to do it when I'm skinny. And so the last thing we did this week was my daughter's birthday. I had to make it through, and it was way easier this time. We went and did everything fun that she wanted to do. Some of it involved food, some of it involved activities. I had the energy for all of it. I felt super great. And yeah, there wasn't any issues with any of it. I didn't desire any of the food. I didn't even think about it. This whole week, I mean, I felt so good. And when the weight is coming off, I mean, there was just no way I was going to deviate from this plan. I mean, there's just no way. It feels too good to be losing the weight. And I feel really good on this. I'm definitely noticing some different mental changes happening I'll talk about in a second. But so yeah, I had to make it through her birthday cake, which was carrot cake, which I love, you know, dealt with that. Dealt with all the other foods throughout the day and different things. And one thing that's really cool though is there's this barbecue place that's kind of near us, and they give out like $15 worth of barbecue, like a huge portion of meat, and it's not got like sauce or anything on it. Like you do that on the side. So the last birthday we celebrated in our house back in May, I had talked to them about their meat to see if I could have it, and I could. And so this time, you know, my 5-year-old, she didn't want all of it, but we stopped, and I'm like, do you mind if we just go get it for mommy? And she's like, fine. So that was my dinner, and it was amazing to have all of this amazing flavorful barbecue for free because it's your birthday. And so I got to enjoy that. And so that would be a great date night place if we ever want to go somewhere to eat. Their food is absolutely amazing. So all in all, my week was really great activity wise. One thing that I'm noticing that is taking place is kind of an affection for this diet a little bit more so. Feeling kind of like good, just good about the way I'm eating, feeling proud of losing the weight, knowing that if I do it and I stick with it this time, I'm going to be successful and I'll actually have the weight loss. And so that is really just continually a good feeling. And so yeah, when you're actually full, I'm just feeling less deprived. I'm feeling full. One kind of cool story, we just did this puzzle. We really like puzzles in our family, and during the summer we do a bunch of them. So we did this puzzle, and it was like a camping scene, right? And so there was obviously like a lot of food out on the picnic table and everything for camping, and there was this beautiful grill with all the meat on it. You could just tell it was like sizzling. It was beautiful, and like shish kebabs, and just it was so pretty. And there was all this other food, and there was s'mores out on the table too, of course, you know, s'mores. And we kind of do this fun thing in our family where we look at the puzzle because it's so detailed and talk about, just answer questions like, you know, what activity would you be doing there, or, you know, what food would you be eating, or what. So when we went around like who would be eating what, my husband and I both picked that plate of meat, which is so weird for me. I was like, I feel like I should be picking the s'mores, but that plate of meat looks actually like a lot better. And so I do think there's like a mental shift happening there where I'm just enjoying the meat a lot more. And I will absolutely eventually want to add some stuff back in. I'm really looking forward to berries at some point when I feel like it's appropriate. I'll definitely enjoy avocados and cheese and things like that again. But I'm so happy to be acclimating really well to the protein and to be actually kind of crossing over to the point of enjoying the protein more. Before it was just like I didn't get any enjoyment whatsoever of it, and so I'm really having to adjust, and so that is taking place, which is really nice. Before this plan, like I really wasn't meeting my protein needs. Like we would have protein, you know, for dinner or whatever, but I would look for any excuse in the book like not to eat it, like anything gross on it. Like I'd end up picking at it and having a couple bites, and I was not meeting my protein needs. And then I was filling up on whatever else was on the table, you know, salad or whatever, and I definitely needed more protein. So I'm fixing that on this diet, which is super cool. And so just last night I was commenting to my husband, it's just a really good feeling. We play Boggle every night, almost every night. Like that's our kind of our thing. We do a couple rounds of Boggle. It's a game, if you haven't heard of it. It's really fun. You should try it. But I was just commenting to him how when you don't have the food to eat and you're not focused on having food with the activity, how much more deeply you kind of can enjoy the activity or be like aware of the activity. So we lit like a candle in the room, and it wasn't an afterthought. Like I really noticed it, you know, and it added to the ambiance. And so I took that in like more deeply, and just playing the game, you know, the focus was on the game. And so I could take in the game more deeply and enjoy it. And I was just thinking how, you know, like if we made a bag of popcorn, you know, and popcorn was right here, you'd be focused on munching on the popcorn, you know? Or like some people have, you know, like a bowl of ice cream every night, you know, before bed or after dinner or something. I've never been that person because I'm always trying to lose weight, so I've never allowed myself to have that. But then it's like your focus is the food all the time. To unwind at night, the focus is the food. So I've just noticed when the food is kind of not a factor in the activity that you're doing, and it's not wrong for it to be a factor in what you're doing, but when it's not, it does open up this world of being able to just enjoy certain moments and certain things where food is not always having to be part of it. And so that is really kind of a cool feeling I wasn't aware of or didn't like foresee coming, but it's cool to experience it. And I've been talking your ear off, so I just want to mention one more thing really quick. I wanted to mention sleep because my sleep has changed a little bit, and I know that people can get insomnia on the carnivore diet, and so I wanted to just talk about it for a second and address it. I am not experiencing insomnia at all. I have slept really good this whole time, but lately my sleep has been adjusted even more. It's way better. I don't know if it's just the summer and I'm not stressed and I'm more relaxed, and I cut kind of way back on work for a little while, and I've been giving myself just a lot of a break. And so maybe it does have something to do with that more so than the carnivore diet, but we're really like after dinner, we're really taking the time to unwind and kind of relax and do relaxing activities and then go to bed. And so I'm sleeping really, really deep and really, really well, and I'm going to bed much earlier than I typically would, and then I'm waking up much earlier than I typically would. And so I'm up, you know, at 6 in the morning feeling good, feeling rested, feeling done. And that is different. We're night owls in our house. And so in the past, it's not uncommon for me to even be up at like 1 or 2 in the morning editing. I edit a lot of videos, and so I'd be just up still working and not really unwinding and not really doing anything. So I've definitely changed some habits, but I'm definitely still experiencing good sleep while eating carnivore. So I haven't experienced insomnia at all. It's a really nice thing to have my sleep just a little bit more, I guess, regulated and normalized. I don't know if that has anything to do with how I'm eating, but I definitely feel good. So that's my point, is just how good I am starting to feel on this diet, which is so super exciting. So I thank you guys so much for joining me for this update. I will see you again in 1 week for another update. Wish me luck, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
We start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out here. No one else out here. Find ourselves out here.